If you want to get your music licensed into production music libraries for film and TV, should you register that music yourself first with your performing rights organization such as ASCAP, BMI or PRS for music? I'm going to cover this important question in this video. For great insider tips for writing production music for music libraries, TV and film, subscribe to the Music for Income channel and hit the bell to be notified when we post a new video each week. I'm Michael from Music for Income. I've run a successful production music library for around 14 years, as well as being a professional TV composer. With the library I run, we see several composers write a piece of music and then go and immediately register it with their performing rights organizations, such as ASCAP, BMI, or whatever P.R.O they have joined in their country. So should you be doing this too? And the answer is a resounding no, but it's really important to understand why that is. So when we get sent music to the library I own and we want to contract that music, we, as all production music libraries and publishers do, will take care of the P.R.O registrations. This is the first important point to note. It's totally normal industry practice for a music publisher to take care of the P.R.O registrations. There's nothing shady about this. They're just as keen to make sure it's done correctly as you are, because they'll be getting a share of the royalties too. It's also in your contract with the music library that they'll be doing the registrations, and they know the ins and outs of track registration much better than most writers, as they would have done this thousands of times before. But there's another important factor at play too. If the library you sign the track to have sub-publishers, that is, partners in other countries who can further exploit your track in those territories too, the deal between the library you sign it to and their sub-publishers will mean that those sub-publishers will be registering the tracks additionally with their P.R.Os in their territories separately. It's a well-oiled machine that works until, that is, we find that the composer has already registered the track with a P.R.O. Worse still, if a library is unaware that you registered the track, we could now have a duplicate registration. Duplicate registrations can pose a number of issues later down the line, including royalties getting held up or not getting paid out at all if the systems get confused by these duplicate registrations. If you're wondering why you can't just change the name of a track, well, there are issues with that too. With most music libraries, you'll be signing over the rights to the track exclusively. So that music can't live anywhere else or under any other name other than in that library. And even if you are contracting the track somewhere on a non-exclusive basis, the music library in question will still want to register the track with the P.R.O themselves. Another factor is the advances in music recognition technology. Music recognition technology is when systems pick up what a track is by listening to it. So think, for example, of the popular app Shazam as an example of how that works. Music recognition technology is picking up with companies such as SoundMouse, who track music across the broadcasting industry to see when royalties might be due to composers or publishers. So back to our example, two separately registered tracks that are audibly identical could definitely lead to big tracking and royalty issues. So is there ever a time when you'd register a track with a P.R.O yourself? Let's just take a moment here to bust a big myth. Registering a track with a P.R.O is completely different to registering a copyright. Registering your music with a P.R.O only allows you to receive performance royalties if it's performed on the radio, on TV, in venues or in other public places. P.R.Os will not register your music with the government. That is up to you should you want to do that. Now, if you think about it, this makes sense too. The P.R.O doesn't hold an audible file of your music Now that might change in the future, and I personally think it would be a pretty good idea if it did, but you need a third party like SoundMouse to upload music to at the moment. Again, the P.R.O. does not hold an audible copy of your track. So in terms of copyright, someone else could technically take your track, put a new title on it, and start collecting royalties on it. If you protested and held up your P.R.O. registration as proof, the other person would simply say, well, how does the judge know that the tune you claim is yours is the tune you actually registered? Now, I'm planning on making a video all about copyright, but for the sake of this video, just know that registering your track with the P.R.O. does not copyright it. Anyway, back we go to finding out when you might want to register your track with a P.R.O. Well, the only time you'd register a track with a P.R.O. is if you yourself were going to publish the work, or you'd independently manage to secure some kind of airplay which would generate you a royalty. Because of course a P.R.O. will only pay out royalties on registered tracks. However, if that's the case, I personally simply wouldn't try to contract that track to exclusive music library at a later date at all. Now, yes, there are some further ins and outs around this whole topic that could be up for debate, and you are always welcome to leave any of those points in the comments below. But the message I want to get across to you is, if you're writing music with the aim of getting it signed to a production music library, please don't register it with a P.R.O. first. There's really no upside to that, and there could be a lot of downsides for you in the future. It's always best to have the music you send production music libraries to be previously unused and unregistered music. So by all means, go and find those old unfinished, unused and unregistered tracks that you have and see if you can turn them into income generating production music for sync licensing for film and TV. And if you want the ultimate guide from the experts on how to do just that from start to finish, click on the link in the description below to get 3 free lessons from the Library Music That Sells online course. This course partners up with executives at labels such as BMG Production Music for insider tricks to get your music placed on film and TV, 6-figure a year library music composers who walk you through exactly why their tracks sell so well. And as you'll hear from in the 3 free lessons, award-winning TV editors who are the people who choose the music that goes on TV shows. And they're going to tell you what really common mistakes to avoid if you want to get your music to get selected above everybody else's. So again, grab these lessons for free by clicking on the link in the description below. Also, check out these videos next on how to be a composer that music libraries love to work with. And if you like this video, hit that like button, be sure to subscribe and share it with your friends. Catch you next time.